through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kiari Holder. Wonderful. All right, we have a few more minutes, 5 more minutes of hitting balls. We're going to call out your matches for our very first round of the inaugural USA Pool Championships. Thank you, everybody.
Let me get a quick mic check here. How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing great, Collins. How are you?
Rock and roll, baby. We are live. That's how we're doing. That's a hot mic right there. Let me turn that down a little bit. We're live at this year's BCA National Championships, starting off with the men's 9-ball division, right?
Correct. Garrett Vaughan versus Jalen May. This is actually a Masters Chalk sponsored event. They were gracious enough to put up $20,000 across 4 different national championships, and the winners of each of those divisions also earns themselves an invitation and paid travel expenses to the World Pool, the WPA World Championships of the division that they win.
Right on.
So yeah, it's pretty awesome stuff. 20K added, so like I said, 4 events, 5,000 added to each one.
Now, I do know that we've got some copywritten music playing in the background outside, so we are going to end up playing a little bit of music in the background to kind of cover that up so that we don't have to worry about the copyright overlords on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to start playing something here, and hopefully the levels aren't too outrageous for you guys at home. I can imagine it might take just a little bit of time for us to get rolling here because it is the first match early in the day here. So it'll give the folks at home a chance to watch this or find the stream, actually, I should say. And then if you are watching video on demand after we're finished for the day, you can always fast forward until you see the players or the scoreboard on the screen. I'm sure the scoreboard will show up on the screen when the players are getting rolling. And then I want to set up one quick thing. right. We're just checking things out. It looks like they're calling out the matches right now, and table 1 is going to be assigned.
Okay,
well,
perfect.
the assignments have already been made, but Ed Ladowi's stopping by right now, giving Ben some info on that.
Collins and I to start.
1 sec. We'll be right back, guys. Just to give you guys a quick update at home, we are going to be rolling on table 1 in about 10 minutes, maybe a tad less. So, again, if you're watching this back later, because I know that there's not quite as many people that are able to find this stream right away. If you're watching this back later, go ahead and fast forward until you see a scoreboard on screen.
All right, players, we're about to begin our first round.
And we're going to be muted for just a short little bit while we're getting this thing kicked off.
So every table. For the inaugural USA Pool Championships, we're about to kick off our very first event of our very first match of our very first event here with two young men, up and coming, that you'll be seeing on the tour for quite some time. Without further ado, we'd like to thank our sponsor for this event, Masters Billiard Chalk, for coming in and putting up $20,000 for these men and women here this week. So let us get to our first match. First up, coming to us from Virginia Beach, Virginia, sponsored by Salado and MC Custom Cues. They call him Swervo. It's Jalen May. Give it up. And his opponent, coming to us from Shenandoah, Virginia, sponsored by Adam in Japan, On Cue Sports Bar and Grill. Give it up for Garrett, Vaughan. All right, gentlemen, you may approach the table to lag the first break. The referee presiding over this match, Miss Angela Williams. And I'm going to kick it over to the commentary booth with Collins Newey of Post Up and Ben Sutherland from the BCA, Affiliate Congress of America. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Ed Ladawi.
Thank you. What an intro from the best looking man in the room.
Okay. I'm right here, dude.
Oh,
I'm kidding. Cool. Yeah. Interesting to see this match, actually. Garrett Vaughan this year is probably one of the favorites in the junior brackets to go deep or even snap off any of those World Championship qualifiers. Now, this being the Open Men's Pro event, Jalen May, the first time I saw him was last year playing in some hayball events, and I think he did fairly well. Really good at pocketing balls. I didn't really have a chance to watch how he moves, though, so I know Garrett Vaughan has a great deal of experience in tournament play, so curious to see how Jalen stacks up against that.
This will be good for Garrett, too, as being one of the juniors, kind of getting his feet wet in a pro event here.
Yeah.
All right, first break. Garrett Vaughan, here we go.
Yeah. I know that we're playing with the new updated world standard rules from the World Pool Billiard Association. Is there a break box requirement? Do you happen to know off the top of your head? Is there a break box requirement? I know that the 9 is on the spot now.
That I'm not aware of. It's a good question.
We'll get an answer for you for sure. But I do know that it was updated to 9 on the spot recently, and that rule change is being honored.
Yeah, and within the last, I want to say, week or two, there's been a kind of some new rule sets and some modifications made to previous rules. So we're not 1,000% familiar with all those yet.
We will be by the end of this event for sure.
Certainly
so
will
we're all
be,
going to learn together. So nice shot out the gate from Jalen, locking up that cue ball real nice.
Yeah, this is our 9-ball men's pro event. We will also have a 10-ball men's pro event that starts 2 days from now. What a great attempt.
Yeah, especially on these really new. So this is an interesting set of conditions here in the room. So it's extremely humid the last few days. Now, first thing in the morning, it's probably going to start out a little drier because I think they continue to run the system overnight. But as more people walk in the room and the doors are open and stuff, the humidity is going to change throughout the day. And what I noticed is the bed of the cloth is playing really slick, but the rails, for being new cloth,
it's playing a little slow.
Yeah, slow and grabby. So it's a really interesting set of conditions for kicking and banking. It's going to be interesting to see how the players deal with that, and it's going to change drastically throughout the day, I would assume. So,
well, I'm not familiar with this young man here.
Yeah.
So far, I'm digging his pace of play. He doesn't waste any time. He goes extremely based on instinct, it looks like.
You tend to see really, really good ball pocketing from players with that type of style. And case in point right here on the table conditions, you can see how slick the bed of the cloth is playing right there. You saw the lag on the draw, and then it just took off. So he does almost now.
that shot might not go 2-3 days from now.
That shot definitely won't go back home. But yeah, like I said, it'll be interesting to see how Jalen moves and how his cue ball is. Because like I said, I remember playing him a little bit last year too.
Ooh.
Yeah, here we go. I remember playing him a little bit last year too, where his ball pocketing and striking is very, very good.
I don't know if he was playing position for this combo. I think he just overamped.
I don't think
his
so
draw
either.
stroke for position on the 8 there. He was playing for the side, I believe.
Yeah, and this is fairly steep and small pocket in the side. Let me see if I can cue that up for you guys. Yeah, difficult to see how tight this is in the side. Yeah, you can see from there this is not the easiest ball to pocket.
Oh,
but
he's going to spin 3 rails, I believe.
Yeah.
Stuff this ball in the side.
Hi-ya.
Just like that. Great shot. Good opening rack. I mean, only one real misposition, which is going to likely lead to, knock on wood, I don't want to start with the commentator curses, but it's going to likely lead to Garrett drawing first blood here.
Yeah.
And game number 1 is in the books.
Rack number 1, showing a little, you can feel the frustration. That's not how you want to start things out. Things were looking really good.
I don't think he's too upset yet. That he had a nice little run, a good little confidence built there. It was, you know, a simple overdraw for position. It's going to happen quite often. I don't think he's going to be too discouraged just yet. We might be lucky enough here. Next match, maybe later on in this match, we got the world famous Molina Mike here with us.
World famous.
All right, so you cut that ball or hit that ball maybe a little firmer or cut it a little less than he intended that ball, or a little higher than he intended. The one ball came below the side pocket as we view.
That's another thing that's going to be finicky throughout the day as the humidity in the room changes. That one ball is going to come out of the stack different, you know, based on how much moisture there is in the cloth. It actually feels pretty dry in here compared to yesterday. Yesterday, by the end of the day, it felt like, you know that, like after you get out of the swimming pool and you dried off about 5 minutes ago, but you're still covered in a little bit of water. Yeah. Like that's how it felt just walking around yesterday.
That's called Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
You get out of the shower just to get back in and take another shower.
Yeah.
So Garrett looking pretty good here. Curious to see what he does here. He could go 2 rails back and forth, just narrowly missing the 7 and ending up on the lower.
I like the combo if you can get there.
Yeah,
I really like the combo if you can get there. If you can't, you just want to float to the left side of the table though the 4 is playable and the 5 is really close to the side pocket.
I don't know if he can hold this enough. Oh, he did very well. So I was a little bit deceived by that angle.
The good news with this shot too is it's steep enough where the cue ball is going to drift up towards the 5, and if the 9 ball doesn't go, the 4 ball probably stops somewhere there near the short rail.
Yeah.
It might drift out for if you miss it and hang the 9. It might be bad news, but we'll see what he does.
Slightly cautious of possibly clipping that 5.
Ooh, he just went right into the 7. Made sure he pockets the 9. Nice shot. I know we only got a few people watching at home right now because the algorithm's probably not pushing things out to everyone since this channel hasn't had any content on it in the last year. But make sure you're letting your friends and the other folks that might be interested know that this thing is rolling. And if you are one of the diehards that's found this channel already with this action playing, click the like button. It's really going to help push this out to more people at home and you know, give them a chance to find the stuff that you know they want to see. So and let us know where you're watching from. If you're in the chat, let us know where you're watching from so we know you know, maybe we see some familiar names show up already. Here we go for rack number 3, Garrett, Vaughan breaking. We are playing alternate break here as well. Ooh, he just jams the cue ball straight off the rack into the top right corner. Unlucky. With a dry break as well, we're going to give Jalen a chance here to play some. Is he going to come up short here? Oh, my, oh, my. This is a tricky spot to leave yourself in with ball in hand. Let's see if you just put this down, go 3 rails to the 3. If he does make the ball. Oh, wow. Look at how slick the cloth is. He played that so good. Fantastic draw stroke. And look at the speed control, too.
Yeah, I don't think he's too upset about missing that shot earlier. I think he knows it's just going to take a minute, and it's going to take a minute for everybody.
Yeah. You know.
This is inaugural inaugural event. Excuse me for stuttering there. This is the first time we've had the USA Pool Championships, and we're super, super grateful to Masters Chalk for their extremely generous contribution to these events.
Real nice cue ball.
And for those that don't know, the top 16 players, according to the BCA rankings, were seeded. So we've got some killers waiting in the wings for some of these first round matches to finish. Looks like Max Eberly will be up next against Hayden Ernst or Jared Brailer.
Oh no, he lost position on the 8 ball again. Oh, is he? This is definitely pocketable in the corner. I take it back.
Yeah. Oscar Dominguez is waiting. Payne McBride is waiting. Hunter Lombardo is waiting. Lucas Fracasso Werner showed up. Looks like Damian Pongpanic and Frankie Hernandez will be facing off next round. So we got pretty formidable names in the event.
Here we go, Jalen.
On the board. The first stage or 2 of this event are going to be races to 9, and I was informed that the finals are going to be a race to 11. And the winner of this event will...
Oh, so it is a 2-stage event. Gotcha. Okay, cool. So we play down to 5th, 6th on the winner's side. So we get down to 8 players.
And it's single
double elimination. Then it goes to single elimination.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to sweat. I really, really like... I don't know who it was first in the industry to make that like a standard in their format, but it like... I really like how it ramps up the pressure at the end, and it makes every match as you're working towards the end of the tournament start to matter so much. It makes the intensity...
It does, yeah.
Yeah, so much more enjoyable to watch.
You know, you're down to 1 lifeline.
Right.
Very stable bridge. He's got a good-looking bridge and a good-looking break.
Yeah, look at the... is that the 2-ball drifting up towards the corner here?
It is.
It is the 2-ball.
Not much for a starting shot here.
No.
You're certainly not pushing out, but where's the save?
Oh, we had an illegal break.
Did we?
Yeah, Garrett's at the table. We only had 1 ball pocketed, and the 2-ball came above the head string. You need to have 1 more ball.
1 more object ball.
1 more object ball needs to fully cross the head string.
Well,
right?
you know what? That's a testament. Good eye by the ref for catching that so quickly.
Last year, the standing rule was, and I think that's one of the updated rules in the WPA, is the whole ball must pass into the kitchen, right? Instead
Not just
of
the base.
Well,
just the
before
edge.
it was breaking the plane of the head string. So now it must be objectively clear that the whole ball has passed into the head string to count towards a legal break. So that's an interesting nuance to the rules. Are the players going to try to cut the break more to try to control the 1 ball better, or are they going to try and manufacture a break a little bit more full so that they can make sure that balls count for a legal break? That's interesting.
That's a good thought. Kind of surprised that didn't fall.
Yeah,
on
me too.
Day 1.
On day 1, yeah. It looked like it was, especially considering the ball that was just pocketed up table.
It's a small ball. It's got about half a ball coming into it from this angle.
I am going to have to turn up the background music a little bit at home. It looks like the room music is still bleeding through a bit. I'm going to try to adjust the audio settings a bit to make sure that doesn't happen.
Well, you got this sweet soundtrack playing too, bro.
I know. Actually, I was listening to a bunch of the playlist that you picked out. It's good stuff. Lo-fi, chill beats. I'm digging it.
All right. Well, hopefully the folks at home are. I know we're not going to please everybody with the music selections, but we try to keep it. Well, he is very aggressive, isn't he?
Yeah. Do you think he was cutting at that ball or trying to play the cue ball? Because he had such a narrow window to pass through between the 9 and 6.
Well, and it was such a thin back cut too.
Yeah.
It's tough to tell. I feel like if he was playing safe, he would have gone the other way.
That'll work.
Does camera 3 show that angle?
Yeah, I think he got there. Yeah, look at this. Only perfect.
Jeez, what a shot.
Cheats it into the side of the pocket, too, to get some extra movement out of the cue ball there. Actually, he's a little straight here. He's going to...
Yeah. He might. Does he power up and go all the way up
Honestly,
and back?
with these table conditions, I might. But I'm a fish. If I was feeling it, I would go for that shot just to take the 9 completely out of the equation. But he's just smarter than me. He realized how big of a window he had to fall into just pulling the cue ball back a few feet. Garrett Vaughan looking to take a fairly sizable lead early in this set.
Yeah, he's a third of the way there.
Yeah.
I also want to give a shout out to Digital Pool. We're not using their scoreboard for overlays for this, but we are using them throughout the rest of the arena. We've got 30 more tables being streamed through Digital Pool. So big shout out to them. They came in and set up absolutely beautifully.
Let's see if we can give you guys a look at that at home.
Yeah,
check this out.
The TVs, the scoreboards, the whole arena is just
decked out.
Yes.
And you can see those little white cameras on each light up there. You can see if you want to watch the action at home on any particular table, you can check it out yourself through Digital Pool.
We got Sam Henderson over there. I saw Hayden Ernst in the background.
That's wild that Sam Henderson isn't one of the seeded players. Or maybe he is, and he just happened to be in a spot where the draw came out that he didn't get a bye. But he is certainly one of the stronger players in the field. Youngster out of, where's Sam from? It's Iowa?
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
I know. I've covered him so much over the past few years. He's one of my favorite juniors out there. Or is he still playing in the junior event? I think he is. And if he is, he's another one that's probably a big favorite to win a couple of events.
I don't know his age.
If he hasn't aged out. I know that he was 16 the first year that I saw him. He might be 18 this year. But a little push out here from Jalen May. Got to imagine that Grayson is Garrett's brother's name. You got to imagine that Garrett takes this because there's a lot of options here. Now, that being said, it could be deceptively difficult to lay the cue ball up on this 8-ball and protect the 1. So if Jalen goes for that shot here, there's a decent chance he might not get there. Let's see what he does. If he cuts the 1 ball thin, he might bring the cue ball down here near the 3 and 9, but the 8 becomes a big ball there. So yeah, he does cut the 1 ball the other way.
It's kind of a free shot, 2-way anyhow.
Right, so this is kind of what I was mentioning about how I'm surprised that Garrett didn't take that shot because there were so many options to get safe with so much real estate to work with up table, you know what I mean? Now Garrett finds the scratch, and Jalen with a chance to pull things back to one game spread. And it's pretty, what would you say? It's pretty straightforward running this one out. Each ball leads to each other really nicely. 6 to the 7 will be the only one that is not extremely routine to negotiate position. Comes below this 3 ball.
You can kiss the 9.
You can kiss the 9, but you can create some congestion with the 6 ball if you hit it too soft. It sends the 9 nice and far up table. This is a nice shot.
About 9 ball. Oh no, he had a nice amount of left-hand spin on that, but he's going to end up jacked up.
Oh boy, this
just got way tougher. And not a great angle to get back down without possibly running forward toward that 8.
Yeah, so now things get real difficult. Probably got to play this with a touch of inside here and hope that you can make it to the long rail and make it to play the 7 up table. Look how good he hit that ball. Oh my gosh. He made that shot look like a hanger. Wow. Melissa McBride says Sam had a bye, and then the bye turned into a match late this morning. So it looks like we had a late entrant into the event that drew into the position that gave Sam a bye. Oh, Jalen. That's the double-edged sword of having a fast rhythm. Sometimes it can really help, and sometimes it can really hurt. Look at this shot. Oh my, cut the ball. Holy moly. And once again, Jalen just barely coming up short for the second time in this match. And you can see the result of that being a 3-game spread in favor of Garrett Vaughan.
Very quickly. We've only been playing for about 25 minutes now.
You can't say also that Garrett earned it in that last rack, even though it was only 1 shot to steal the rack. It was not an easy cut down the rail there. That was a nice shot. Where is this tournament taking place? This is in Quincy, Illinois at the Oakley Lindsay Center. Sorry, I didn't see that comment earlier, Tom B. watching out there in Michigan.
Looking around the room, we've got Hayden Ernst leading 5-0 over Jared Broiler.
Honestly, not a huge surprise there. That kid can play.
I don't know who Jared is, but I will absolutely agree with you. Hayden is a little monster. I believe he's about 14.
Yeah, he's super young, and he's got like some of the most firepower you've ever seen in a under 16-year-old. It's wild. He's played like almost like you would think he's a 700 Fargo in most of his matches.
Yeah, he's very impressive.
He plays a very volatile play style that when it's working, it looks like really difficult to beat. Very aggressive and extremely good at pocketing balls. Anyway, you were going through the list.
Yeah, it looks like Irving Games and Andrew Blood are tied at 1 apiece. Ricky Evans is leading Brett Clifton by a score of 3-2. Roy Pelletier and Tony Mendoza are tied up at 1 apiece. Jeff Dunn leads 3-0 over Anthony Coons. I'll have to get a pronunciation on that. I apologize. Mark Dean and Joe Hall are tied at 1 apiece. Mason Cook and Quinn Oleski 4-0.
The awkward angle here in this spot because he ended up elevated and wasn't able to move his cue ball very well on the last ball. See what he does here. Maybe try to lay the cue ball up behind the 4 and 5, I would assume. It's pretty thin to get there, though. Nice spin off of this rail. Just comes up short of the 4 and 5, but the 7 ball's going to work. That'll work.
Thought I saw a typo on the board there for a moment. That's why I got quiet. Garrett's brother, Garrett Grayson, is actually here. He's playing Sam Henderson. Sam's up 4-0. And that's looks like Damian won his first match over John Nevin by a forfeit.
Here's our first jump shot of the tournament. 3-ball drifting back down into play for Garrett. Got to assume he's going to either use the 9 or the 8 to lock the cue ball up. I don't think you can go aggressive here because the 4-ball's tied up with both the 5 and the 6 cover in the pocket. So it is pocketable, it looks like, potentially, but it's a very small pocket to slide it past that 6-ball, and you have to play the 4 off of the rail and take advantage of the slick conditions for it to go. So, like I said, it's a little bit easier to get safe here.
That's not going to be too safe.
That's not the safe, though.
Already seen Jalen's pretty aggressive. I wonder if he can dig this ball with some right-hand spin and cause some sort of collusion over there with the 4 and 5.
Well, yeah, you could 2-rail the 3 back down here towards the 8 and hope it doesn't go in the corner, and then draw the cue ball over to the 4 and 5. I think it goes. I mean, as far as like safe goes, yeah, this
Called
is.
it, sir. Look at
Oh
this
my
cue
gosh!
ball.
Why not go behind the 6 if you can? Sick. That's pretty sick to send the cue ball in that direction and not scratch. Well, good luck, Garrett. I got nothing here. Just pray. Just be glad that so many balls are tied up, and don't move the 6-ball out of the way.
There's a 3 possible 4-railer, but it's
Yeah.
You have to miss the 9. I believe that's what he's looking at. I think that's the only thing to really look at.
Yeah, it's like,
Can't even really tie much up.
especially with the way that the table's playing right now, to be able to like guess and judge exactly how the cue ball is going to slide after it contacts each rail. This is a tall order. If he gets there, it's a hell of a kick. Come on, baby. Oh my God. And look at him get safe to boot. What a hit.
He deserved it.
That is so good. A couple of unreal shots coming out from these guys. Wow. I think he just got there. Yeah, that's going to work. Check it out from this angle here. That is an eclipse. Sorry about that, folks. We had a quick little audio glitch there. We're trying to sort it out. It looks like sounds like it's going as planned so far, but we are back. And Garrett again in another funny spot. This is a scrappy rack here, huh? Is there any merit to playing this combo?
I think you play it with pace and hope that you get
Yeah, because
lucky.
it's difficult to play safe here, no? This is a hell of a shot. Wow.
Had a few options here. You can
Yeah.
play safe.
Well, that's what he did, is he earned himself options with a great shot. That last spot that he was in, there was so much traffic. Would have been really difficult to judge any kind of safety, and that's why he chose to go offensive right there.
Oh my gosh, he went. These guys got some firepower.
I think he was trying to play the cue ball on that
You
7.
think so? Tucking it behind the 7?
Yeah, he just
Okay.
gestured to it. So.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's not over yet because this 4-ball's tricky as well. So a really narrow window for position to play it in the top left corner. It looks like he just played position for some type of safe here. Let's see what he decides to
he's
do.
banking.
Why not? Side pocket, easy. Unlucky the 7 was in the way.
Another chance for Garrett. Clean up 5 balls and take a 5-1 lead.
Yeah.
Cross that 50-yard line for the match total.
Well, Garrett has been doing so far a great job of punishing the mistakes that happen with open racks. So let's see if he can convert this one as well. Don't want to get super straight on this 7 ball.
I don't think it matters too much. If he gets straight, he
He
can roll
play,
forward and play it
in the side, but it becomes a little bit more difficult to play the speed. But then again, if you do overrun the ball, you can play the 8-up table, so you have options. But it's like, you know, getting straight here limits you to, like, the easiest position would be to play the 8 in the bottom left, which is covered by the 9 clearly. So he's just got to judge the speed of this cloth. And
Going
he
up
got
to the
there.
corner, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh no, it slowed down more than I thought.
Yeah, I think you still probably go to the corner. I think it's thin. The cue ball wants to move here, no?
I think you can just roll this to that top corner.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, if
he's
you cut
playing
this
draw.
if you cut this in the side, the cue ball wants to move.
He might be snapping it over to the rail.
Yeah, nice shot.
That's actually a little bit tougher on slicker cloth. Usually
Mhm.
that cue ball will end up a little further up
Right,
table.
it'll continue to slide. Yeah,
He pinched it back well.
had just enough check on the ball, just enough outside spin on the ball to slow it down as it contacted that long rail and makes a good shot on the 9 ball, 5-0. Rack number 7. 1 ball nicely pocketed, but the 4 ball comes in to ruin the day.
I think it's also worth mentioning, giving out a shout out to Pool Dog and Mez for supplying the template racks that we're using for this event. Very cool of them to come through for us.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Garrett's got to be pushing here, right?
See the 2.
Can he?
Oh no, I'm sorry, that's the 4.
That's the
Apologize.
4, yeah.
I struggle with colors.
Well, purple and blue on the blue cloth, sometimes it's easy to confuse the 2. Comes the push. Yeah, giving, like, basically total
Yeah.
freedom.
To a guy that likes to fire at balls. Might have just
You gotta be laying the cue ball up on the 7 here, no?
feel like he's back cutting this ball.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I forgot it was a hanger. It's just sitting right in the pocket.
And now like he could just naturally roll forward. Forward
Yeah.
to the side. Try to stay above it. Or straight in would be perfect.
Garrett got what he wanted.
What, he wanted safe?
Locked up behind the 6 ball. Oh my gosh. Making great shots and getting a couple rolls.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I always believe that if you play good, you're going to get good rolls.
Unlucky for Jalen, he hasn't been able to what's the word that I'm looking?
Capitalize.
Yeah, finish
There you go.
his openings where he had. Man,
How
Garrett,
good is he kicking?
he is
today?
kicking so good on these
He's getting
tables, man.
safe.
I'm telling you guys, come play on these tables. They are so difficult to judge right now, and he's just hitting exactly as intended on a couple of great kicks.
That's right. Yesterday, you and Mike took a little bit of a break during lunch, didn't you guys, and got to hit some balls out there.
Now Mike would tell you it was real easy to figure out, and that I'm just a fish, which is, that's mostly true. Okay, it's totally true. He's walking over here, standing over my shoulder right now.
Very true.
Man, these conditions are not the easiest to get a good feel for.
Can he see that ball?
Maybe just the edge, but what do you get out of it? The kick is, even if you can see the edge of it, the kick, you might get more movement out of the 3 ball, and that might be what you want. Didn't work today. Nice, people are finding the stream. We got 40 people out there. Make sure you let people know that this thing is rolling. YouTube is not going to be friendly with the algorithm because we haven't been live on this channel for a year now, but hopefully more content to come in the future, definitely over this next week. It's going to be tons of stuff coming out, so make sure you share the stream, let your friends know. Hey guys, we got this big event going on out in Quincy. We got a number of pros out there. It's going to be some good action.
Well,
we don't want to miss it.
We haven't even mentioned it yet, I don't think. Tomorrow, right alongside these pro events, is the 37th annual, I believe? 37th annual 2005 Junior National Pool Championships.
2005?
Or 2025, excuse me. I knew there was a 5 in there somewhere.
I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, right. Oh,
I was. Yeah, I graduated in
God,
07,
you
baby.
are younger than me. Jesus.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I
so
mean, excuse me.
yeah, Junior National Championships. That's going to be streamed live on the Billiard Education Foundation channel, so make sure you're subscribed over there as well if you want to catch that action. But here comes Jalen May, cheating the pocket to get nice and high towards the 9 ball, give himself a chance here. And there you go. Jalen May does get another one.
Word.
We're back.
Just got word. Scroll through this bracket here. So 11:30 our time. Right now it's 9:50 our time. So you can go ahead and make your time zone adjustments based on where you are. But after Oscar's 11:30 match, so right around 1:30, or excuse me, right around 1:30, he's actually going to be jumping in the booth with us. Not sure if it'll be me and Collins or all 3 of us or what, but that'll be a treat to have Oscar in the booth, and we're super thrilled that he was able to make it out for this event too.
Yeah,
He's such an amazing guy, and so great for the game, so great for juniors, just all around. Him and his father, certainly worth always mentioning.
That's just a guy that he just loves the game, you know, like with all his soul. Loves the game and does everything he can to do the best thing that he can for it.
Well, that was just about perfect. 2 rails out of that corner on the proper side of this 5. It's going to want to leave angle on the 7. Dead straight is, or excuse me, on the 6. Dead straight is no good.
I love this angle on this shot.
It's a good one.
I love going forward here.
Over? Yeah,
I love going forward here. It's like, it feels so satisfying, and it feels like it opens up the pocket even though you're playing it at a higher speed. I love this angle.
I play it at a slower speed. I stroke through the ball a little bit differently, I guess.
Well, since you're cutting across the ball to the right, it actually puts a little bit of right spin on that 6 ball, so when it hits the pocket facing, it throws it into the pocket. But he punched it great.
Yeah, he just proved us wrong.
Well, he's also taken advantage of the newer conditions on the cloth, too. I think it'd be really difficult to get the cue ball to move that much with really worn-in cloth.
He's playing with a lot of confidence, too. Yeah, if you guys are on Facebook, obviously you're not watching this on Facebook, but many of you may have found this stream through what we've shared through social media so far. You could hit that share button. I know everybody begs for it, but we would certainly like to get the word out there a little more and show these players some love, some viewership.
Check it out. Look at this gorgeous venue. They really did a great job this year with the setup.
4th of July was yesterday, so, or day before, excuse me. My days are already running together. It's very patriotic in here.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, it's
a national
championship.
Yeah,
so
come on.
good timing with the 4th, too. There's Irving Gamez. I don't know if it's Games or Gamez. I believe it's Gamez. He is an inspiration, and he is such a nice guy. If you get the chance to meet him and chit-chat with him. I believe he just got back from Australia. One ball came a little low, so he cut it just a touch too much, or he hit it just a hair harder than intended. It's usually what causes the ball to go low on the break. Hitting it too full or hitting it a little bit softer often gives the one ball a chance to move a little higher towards the sides or above the side pocket when you're playing the cut break. on?
Yeah, we're back. We are live.
Still working on an audio issue or two here. Colin's going to step out for just a moment to do a little bit of audio testing here while Garrett Vaughan. Actually a pretty good looking table. There is a line of 4 balls on the left side of the table, but if you pick them apart, you know, this is going to be a telling angle right here. If he can get good on the 4, get pretty much back where he is now for the 5. He's in a good spot.
It's very subtle, but it's pretty clear. Sorry for the shuffle sounds there, guys. We're playing musical chairs. Grayson looking at, or Grayson again. I'm sure he gets that all the time. Garrett here looking for an ideal angle coming off the second rail towards the 5 ball.
He's got it.
Yeah, and he's going to have to play a really clean stun shot, go back and forth, and miss the 8 ball here. Or no, you probably go forward 3 rails.
Yeah,
I
I was
apologize.
going to say, I like loading up with the inside here.
Yeah.
Trying to take that cue ball close to the 7. It's all ordered and it's got to be hit very well, and
He's
you have to
queuing
avoid
low.
that scratch to the top right.
He is queuing low. This is tough. Yeah. It's always going to be tough to get above the 6 ball and not contact the 8. Or I should say below, actually, since the foot of the table is on our side of the view, bottom side of the screen. James Thurgood says, "What's up, Collins? What's going on, James?" Yes, we are playing out of Quincy, Illinois at the Oakley Lindsay Center. 3rd year that the BCA and the BEF have been holding some events out here around this time of year. I'm a big fan of the venue. Not so much a fan of the travel. It's just kind of
Travel is, you know, it is what it is.
I know.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's 2 or 3 flights to get here generally, depending on where you live.
Look at this cue ball. Oh,
8 or 9 hours of travel, and then you get off the planes and you get to hop in a car and drive another 2 hours.
2 hours, exactly, yeah. But seriously, the venue and the accommodation of the people that run the venue, too, it is, like, seriously top-notch. Look at this cue ball from Garrett Vaughan. Garrett Vaughan is going to be a threat in these tournaments, man. Everything he plays in, keep an eye on this guy. He just froze the cue ball to the 7 on brand new cloth.
Yep.
That is a nice touch, man. Oh, and speaking of juniors, a guy that's no longer in the junior division, Brent B. Wizzy Worth in the chat right now. Brent Worth, good guy.
B-Dub. I don't know if they call him that. It's just what it popped in my head.
He's a great personality, too. I love hanging out with that guy.
I think I met him at South Point a few years back.
Yeah. He was a highlight reel the first year that I covered the junior nationals out there at the South Point. Man, every match he played in, he played some just ridiculous kick shots, bank shots, and just ginned everything. Walking highlight reel, that guy. Garrett Vaughan makes his first, what I would call, blunder of the match.
He stood up when he shot that ball, but I don't think he stood up because of some sort of error. I think he stood up because as soon as he hit it, he knew it
he
wasn't
missed
right.
it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but to make it 8 games in and find your first blunder, that's pretty strong.
When this match is over, folks, we are going to do a stream reset for the most part going forward, but we're going to try to be running all day long, so you don't have to set a timer or come back and refresh anything if you're interested in watching. But this is the first match of a brand new event, and we're playing with some new equipment over here too. So we're going to do a little bit of a reset just to make sure the audio and everything's coming through properly for you guys. We don't want any glitches or static sounds for you.
That next match will start in about an hour and a half from this moment. So 11:30 locally.
Correct.
And that is Central.
Yeah, that is a good thing about this. We were able to schedule all of the matches, so they're all the players. It's not a surprise. You've got a time slot. It's not one of those situations where you have to be on site and you have to be here because as soon as a table opens up, you're playing. I like that they were able to schedule it out. It makes it easier on us as streamers. It makes it easier on the tournament directors. It makes it easier on
They do a
everybody
really
involved.
good job with that. I mean, all the years that we've been here, especially through the openings of the tournaments, they do a really good job with scheduling now. Last few years in the junior events, we have had a lot of players play in multiple events that run deep in multiple events, so that has caused things to go a little bit late at times in the past. But I think this year it looks like, at least on paper, those kinks have been worked out. So
yeah, to be fair, or to be honest, we did take away the ability to play in as many divisions as, and there's actually a division or two less this year as well too, and part of it's got to do with that. But yeah, we did encourage, and we still are encouraging the juniors to play in the pro events if they'd like. Obviously, the 9-ball's already started. 10-ball doesn't start for another 2 days. So if there are any availabilities, I haven't checked the registration list lately. Juniors are encouraged to play in that too, but you're not going to see, you know, Savannah Easton, for example, playing in the 22 and under, and the 18 and under, and the 16 and under, and the Hayball, and you know, it gets up to 10, 12 events some of these kids are playing.
Well, and actually, that, you know, just since we're dropping names of great young players, I think that year she ended up in at least the semifinals or finals of every event that she played in. So it's like,
I believe Sophia Mast was one of those as well.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Yeah.
There's so many up and coming juniors right now too. It's crazy how good some of these young kids are.
That is a great shot. He just played right there, like dead stop on the cue ball.
Not sure if you guys know or not too, we also have a Billiard Education Foundation YouTube page. That's where the junior events will be streamed from. So if you'd like to get notified on that, whenever you have a moment, maybe in between matches here, look up the Billiard Education Foundation, subscribe and hit that notification bell, and don't miss out on the junior matches as well.
Why not just play perfect speed on the cue ball to make sure the 5 is in the way?
It's okay if the 1 leaks out. I'm putting them behind the 5.
Yeah. Here comes the pogo stick again. 1 ball off the table.
Pogo stick.
There is the foul that Garrett was looking for. What are other things that bounce that you can jump with?
Trampoline?
It doesn't work as well because then you're just like slinging this huge tarp over your head.
I don't know. Mattress?
Here come the anti-gravity boots. I don't know.
You're better at this than I am.
I don't know. The bounce house. Yeah, pulling out the bounce. Turning this table into a bounce castle. Is that Collins in the booth? What's he doing up this early? Man, I was up at 7 o'clock, baby, every day when I'm out here. These events go all day, all week.
Yeah, about 12, 14-hour days.
Oh, yeah.
For a week in a row, not bad.
That's what we do.
Now, if we could just talk someone into cutting us a paycheck, that'd be nice, but we'll get there eventually. We gotta prove ourselves first.
Forget about it. That's so nicely. Hit that ball so nice. Cue ball just dead straight back.
Yeah, getting on this 8 is not fun, though. play below it, you have to almost get dead straight. You play above it, you got a little more room for error.
Want to come up short of straight here. I think he just did. He likes using that punch stroke, too. He might just punch right across.
I think he draws.
Like a punch follow, you know?
Oh, yeah, looks like you're right.
He likes hitting them kind of stiff, you know?
He's playing below the side. I guess when you hit that good.
Exactly.
Don't really think that point's much of a factor here for him.
No. This is
Just a
cinch stop. Maybe a touch of right spin just to get the cue ball to go towards the 9 a bit. Yeah, touch of right that he just put there on
he
his
killed
last
the ball.
stroke.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
It's a beautiful run out. That day was ball in hand from the 2 or 3.
Yeah. Honestly, the only thing that the top players in this event are going to have over a guy like this are the times that they get out, they will convert it into like an extra win occasionally, right? And Garrett is not has not done that so far. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many of those guys, like the Oscar Dominguez, Hunter Lombardo, Max Eberle's, how many of them will take their original score and convert it into extra break-in runs. Because so far, if you're not counting extra break-in runs, Garrett has played perfect except for one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Speaking of Max Eberle, he'll be up next on this. He'll be our 11:30 match against Hayden Ernst, up-and-coming monster junior player.
That's an exciting match.
That's going to be a fun one.
That is an exciting
I don't
match.
care about 100-point difference in Fargo. We don't use.
No.
We're not using Fargo here, but some people do use that as a baseline. And
That's a great break.
I tell you what, I feel like there's more pressure on Max that match than there is on Hayden.
Speaking of break and runs, here's a chance for a break and run. The only really difficult shot, or I should say the most difficult shot, is probably this one. Now, the 4 to the 5 entirely depends on exactly how you get on the 4, but if you get ideal on the 4, it's fairly easy to negotiate. Yeah, these first 2 shots will probably dictate whether or not he gets out here.
So then I almost feel like he has to go back and forth.
Yeah, with inside.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, now he's straight, so now the 4 ball is going to be really difficult. But, I mean, yeah, no, I don't think you can get there. That's really straight. You'd have to play this rail first with draw or stun to get closer to the 4 to make the 4 possible. You at least want to get past the 7, because jacking up and trying to get back to the 5. Yeah, he's queuing up the rail first right now. With stun, probably. And you got to hit it pretty stiff. Yeah, and that's why he missed it. It's a very difficult shot. He just tried to play right there, but
it's a great safety.
He hit it perfect. Look at this.
He hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah, has not blundered once. I mean, he's only blundered once. No. Sometimes you make an error and you get rewarded for it. What's up, pal? Brackets anywhere. That's it. It's all on Digital Pool this year. All the brackets and the streaming of the side tables is all being hosted by Digital Pool. Wow, he played the 4 into the 9, and he made it 2 rails, just like he drew it up. Easy. This game's so easy sometimes.
Yeah, if you guys do search Digital Pool, it's I know occasionally it's a little tricky to find tournaments here and there. It's called the 2025 BCA Men's Open 9-Ball Championship. That's the way it's labeled on.
We can put
Digital
that.
Pool.
We'll put that bracket link in the description for you guys.
Sweet.
On YouTube. That should be updated now if you're looking for it.
It's in the video description. Can we pin that as a chat too?
We can. Sorry, I just updated the score. Shout out to Jalen May coming out with a calculated combo 2-rail 9-ball in the corner. There's the bracket link. We'll pin it at the top.
Oh, wow. Draws the cue ball straight off the edge of the 1 into the side.
And the 3-ball ties up with the 6.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a help.
Now he does have the 2-ball to try to go for a breakout. The only problem being, obviously, you don't want to be using the ball. Ideally, you don't want to be using the ball. Yeah, the ball right before the ball you're breaking out to break it out, because you can't always negotiate position easily. I would assume he's going to go out into it pretty fast because there's so much traffic right there, and just try to create more real estate to work with. But let's see what he decides to do. He's got a decent angle. 3-ball is going to be, if he goes full into the 6 and he can clear the cue ball from that, the 3-ball will drift towards the short rail.
I think he splits them. I don't know if
You
he can
think-
go full into the 6.
Yeah, let's see what he does here. Well, he did hit the 6. And the 3 is...
Right, I'm wrong. I'm
the
used to
3.
that.
Well, the 3, this is the problem. Wow, so he went so full into the 6 that the 3-ball got cut across the table. I would assume...
Can he see it?
Yeah. He could, oh, no. Can't see the whole ball. I would assume he was expecting the 3-ball to drift to the short rail there, where the 6 was pointing towards the short rail, but and that's why he left the cue ball where it is. Look at this. If he
That's
gets
a nice
on that
touch.
8-ball. Yeah, he left an opening for Jalen to play safe here.
Check this ball with inside. Alex?
I might just let it ride out to center table. He did put inside on it. He gets pretty straight here.
You might have to play the carom
Yeah.
on the 8. He wants to stay aggressive. A safety is tough.
Yeah, it's difficult to get safe. I don't know what would be better here, being straight or having that, angle going into the long rail, because the combo too, if you were on the long rail, might have been playable. The twist combo.
Yeah.
It's pretty close to looking natural if you just put that spin that twists the 6 away from the rail, you know what I mean? But looks like he's laying here for the carom. Only trouble being the 6-ball is going to bank towards the 9-ball, it looks like, and then you might end up hooking yourself.
I think you got to put all your eggs into trying to just make that ball and take what you get. If you try to do too much, it wasn't an easy shot regardless.
Yeah.
Got options here. You can slow roll this in the side, pump it in the top right or top left corner.
I like the side pocket like
Yeah.
he chose. Yeah.
Playing safe.
Again, is he straight in here? Does this ball go?
You gave a little wave there. That was
No, it doesn't go. Or do you probably just cut the 6 towards the 7, put the cue ball on the other side of the 9, lay the cue ball on the short rail. As long as the scratch isn't automatic in the side pocket, you should be able to hit it thin enough to be able to choose where the cue ball goes. Yeah, like this. I mean, that's good enough. I mean, you're not absolutely thrilled with locking the guy up, but
I wonder if he plays for the 7. I mean, the bank is there, the cut is there, but the 7's kind of a teaser. Play off
think
the
he's-
right side of the
I think
6
he's cutting the
with
ball.
low right.
oh, he's going for the bank. Oh no, the speed.
This could hurt.
The
This could hurt.
speed is a dead sellout. Unlucky.
3 out of 4 hanging in the pockets and 1 spot shot to get on the hill.
Shout out to 9 and Out in the chat. It's the first time I've ever seen him give a compliment on something that I put together. Appreciate it.
Oh, no, you're going to take credit for putting this together? Just kidding. Collins is the brains behind this operation.
Another nice cue ball by Garrett Vaughan.
Yeah, it's going to put him on the hill, barring commentator curse for saying that. Bingo.
Never happened. Never happened once. Garrett Vaughan on the hill.
Jalen's going to have to win 5 on the spin, as they say occasionally. And alternate break format, that's often tricky to do.
Yeah, Kaylee Sullivan, yeah, especially at these events, the venue plays some really, really good copywritten music all day. It's like classic rock. It's like all these really, songs.
Scorpions, Pink Floyd.
Yeah, songs that
stuff.
Everybody loves, and I would love to be able to let that play over the stream. The only problem is the YouTube overlords don't care for that. Let's see how Garrett is feeling out here. He's stoic,
He is.
down to business.
It's very much so.
It's like
Doesn't
that.
show any emotion.
It's like that Kobe Bryant quote: "Job ain't done yet."
Job's not done. I remember that interview.
Yeah,
He still needed a game or two.
yeah.
To
And,
win.
the 2 games. Yeah. What's there to be happy about?
R.I.P. Mamba.
Yeah.
He was such a great
Yeah,
player.
he's such a great, what would you say? You might actually say he was such a great psychopath. On the court, he was just like unbelievable. He had such drive.
Yeah, the work ethic was second to none.
Insane.
Well, I think I know what I'm going to do here, especially being up 8-4 and not having a good shot at the 1. You got a free shot at the Nina. Time to make something happen, Jalen.
That's not a scratch, right?
No.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Shout out to Jam Up too, Jam Up Apparel. I do know that in the juniors events, all the juniors have been provided with their own jerseys, and I believe they also took care of the referees that we're gonna be seeing all week.
this is
on these
really
live
interesting.
streams.
I'm so surprised he didn't just play the 2 ball the other way and play for the window there, but he's going to play a steeper angle on the 3 and spin around the 4, it looks like.
He likes going back and forth. I just don't know.
I mean, with ball in hand, that window was pretty juicy.
He might be able to pinch this and draw between the 4-8.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he's trying to. Oh my gosh, what a touch. He's going to leave himself jacked up here, though.
Yeah, I don't think he's. Oh yeah, he's 100%
Yeah, that's
jacked up. Watch him
very
spear
difficult
this.
spot. We just moved
Yeah, you saw that too.
and hits it thick.
It might go on the side. That would be sick.
That would have been sick. You know what else is sick? Just get safe again. Both these players getting a fair amount of fortune on their missed shots. You know, speaking of commentators' curse, he was playing perfect until I started talking about it. There's been a few scrappy mistakes in the last couple of racks. Oh,
And
no.
then another. You're good at this, Colin.
This is going to be
Collins.
the nail in the coffin.
Oh yeah, you have to go for the 3 foul from here.
The what?
The 3 foul.
Oh, yeah, go for the 3 foul. Yeah.
You got a wired 4-9 and
Yeah.
nah.
And all the balls are out in the open if you decide not to play the 4-9 combo. The only reason you wouldn't play the 4-9 is because specifically where the 7 and 8 are sitting, it's like awkward to get the ideal cue ball, right? Otherwise, you have to cut the 4 into the 9.
I think Jalen's exhaling just a little at the moment, thinking this
Maybe
game's
have a
probably over in
chance.
one shot. Now he's got to make 5. I might get back to the table.
Yeah.
Him not taking that shot also kind of shows you where his confidence and his mental game is at right now. Yes, it's tempting, but it's maybe not
It's
the right
only a
shot for him.
5-ball run out, yeah. He's like, I feel good about pocketing 5 balls here. It's a funny angle.
It is.
Does the 8 pass the 9 is the question. Let's find out.
I don't think he would play that anyway because he's going towards the 8. It does, barely. It's like
He's got most of the pocket, actually.
I think he draws this to play the 8 to the upper right. Drag the cue ball over
Yeah,
by the
that's a
side
good
a
shot,
little
too,
bit.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, that's the
just like
shot.
that,
Yeah, nice shot.
Looks like match 1's going to go to Garrett Vaughan. We're about an hour and 8 minutes away, folks. We're going to have Max Eberly versus the junior monster, Aiden Ernst.
Coming up at 11:30 local time. We are going to stop the stream until then and take care of a couple of housekeeping issues, and then we should be live the rest of the day after that. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Make it easier for you to find the channel when we do go live.
Share it for us, please.
Yeah, and please let everyone know that we are having this event all week. When does the final event conclude on this channel, the pro events? Is it Thursday or Friday? All week, guys.
The 11th.
And then the juniors are going through Saturday on the Billiard Education Foundation channel. So make sure you're subscribed over there. So.
And you know what we haven't mentioned yet, and I feel terrible for it. We also have the wheelchair national
Oh,
championships.
that's right. Yeah.
We've got the 8 and 9 ball wheelchair national championships. That will also be streamed. At least the semifinals and finals will be streamed on this channel here, the Billiard or the Billiard Congress of America page.
Yeah.
So completely spaced that. My apologies.
Tons of action.
Yeah.
All week. So it's going to be some good stuff. We will see you guys soon. Garrett Vaughan takes that 9-4.